living by the long ball. The Red Sox win Game 3 of the ALCS, taking the 2-1 series lead, 12-3 your final. It's their 7th straight postseason win at Fenway Park, which ties a franchise record. Rafael Devers has now hit the home run cycle. He's got a solo shot, a 2-run shot, a 3-run shot, and a grand slam this postseason. At the wagering window, the Red Sox, they paid you minus 120 on the money line. This one comes in over the 9.5. Sox took care of that on their own. The Red Sox will look to take the stranglehold 3-1 series lead on Tuesday night at Fenway. Here's the birthday boy postgame on that stern message to his starter.
Don't do that.
And why?
Because we don't act that way. I mean, you know, we just show up, we play, and we move on. And he knows. I let him know. You know, we don't have to do that. You know, if we're looking for motivation outside of what we're trying to accomplish, we're in the wrong business. You know, the only motivation we have is to win 4 games against them and move on to the next round. Besides that, he was outstanding. Today was the closest we've been to a perfect game, to be honest with you. We pitched well, played great defense, we ran the bases. We were very aggressive in a lot of aspects, you know. So tonight is one of those that you feel good about it, but at the same time, like we always do, we turn the page. We'll be ready for tomorrow. You know, that's a really good team out there. It's never comfortable with them, so we got to be ready.
All right, so moral high ground, teaching moment. We'll let you be the judge. Either way you cut it, Boston is bringing the bats. 10-plus hits in 6 straight games. That's the longest streak in big league history. 20 home runs this postseason. As we mentioned, already tying a franchise record for a single postseason, and we got ball to play. Nobody better to break things down than our guy, David Sampson. David, the Sox don't just win this one, but for the 2nd consecutive game, they leave little doubt. Let's start with those bats. 12 runs on 11 hits, another grand slam, an opportunity that essentially was put on a tee for them there by Jose Altuve, unable to handle that ball. Altuve gets eaten up. It changes the complex of this game. How big was that moment in this series?
So I think what really happened here is Altuve makes the error, they score a run, but you're still in the game if you're Houston. The problem is Houston has no pitching. We said it before the game, you got to be on the Red Sox and the over if you want to make some money. And the reality is when you don't have pitching, it doesn't matter what mistakes are being made on defense. If you're not going to out-club the other team, what did we say that the Astros had to do to win this game? They had to score at least 7, 8, 9 runs. Tonight, even that wouldn't have been enough, and they're just not close. They're in trouble here.
You know, relativity, it's a funny thing. It's a great equalizer in a vacuum. I tell you, a pitcher goes 6 innings, he gives up 3 runs. You say, yeah, nice day at the park, all right. But in the crucible of this postseason, that makes Eduardo Rodriguez look like a world beater. How big were those 6 innings for Boston, not just in this game, but what that staff looks like moving forward?
So I have no gray hair. I don't dye my hair. I was in the game 18 years. There's something called a quality start. That's what we talked about. 6 innings, 3 runs or fewer. And when that would happen, we'd say, all right, that's about a 4th starter, 5th starter. We'll give him a couple million. Now you go 6 innings, 3 runs, and you're an ace this postseason.
That's it.
Rodriguez gets through the 6th, and Joey Cora, Alex Cora, excuse me, Joe Cora was our bench coach, gives him a hug like he had just done something extraordinary. And for me, it was ordinary. But this postseason, there's just a lack of pitching.
Yeah. Long gone are the days of 8-by-1. It is staff day after staff day. Other side of this pitching matchup, you mentioned it, Jose Urquidy here gets chased after 1 2/3. He joins a long list of players that have been unable to tame this Boston offense. Only one pitcher has made it out of the 2nd inning this postseason against this Red Sox lineup. How much of that is this Red Sox lineup, and how much of it is what we're talking about here in terms of pitchers and the approach and the way they're being managed?
I think we have to say it one more time for the entire audience. In 8 games, not one pitcher other than McClanahan in the first game has made it into the 6th inning. The others couldn't get into the 3rd inning. You cannot lose when you're doing that to the other team's starting pitching. Why is it happening? Take a look at the at-bats from the 1st inning on. Every single Red Sox player from 1 through 9, remember there's no DH, pitchers don't hit, 1 through 9 are giving you quality at-bats, they're not striking out, and they're hitting not just home runs, but they're putting so much pressure on the Houston Astros pitching staff that there's nowhere for Dusty Baker to turn.
The Red Sox now have 10 or more hits in 6 consecutive games. Again, the longest streak in a single postseason all time. And all of that offensive productivity coming here early on. Astros, first 3 innings in this series, 7 hits, 0 home runs, 1 run to show for it in those first 3 innings. First 3 innings for the Red Sox, 20 hits, 5 home runs, 20 runs. They are front runners right now.
It is exhausting when you give up runs early on and you feel like you have to come from behind, and it's a game 3. It matters. 78%, what did you say? 78% times game 3. So when you're coming from behind the way the Astros have had to, then you start pressing. And look what Altuve did in the field, right? That error, he didn't charge the ball. It sort of ate him up, but the Astros are definitely pressing, and that's what a good offense will do. It will make you press. And that's really what the Red Sox have done. They are really, it's like the MMA, right? It's submission. What do you do if you're playing the Red Sox? You can't get them out. You're done.
It's tap, snap, or nap right now for the opposition when it comes to the Red Sox. We've talked about the operative 78%. Let's talk about the 22%. What does the road back look like for the Astros right now?
I can't see it, but let me get my glasses. Hold on. Let me see if I can see the road back. Does it look like Zach Greinke? That's the road back for the Astros? Uh-oh. Zach Greinke hasn't pitched in a month, maybe an inning or 2 innings, and they're going to try to go with him. That'll be the next pitcher who doesn't get out of the 3rd inning. I need new glasses.
He needs new glasses. They could use some arms in Houston, but for now we say thank you to our guy David Sampson breaking down Game 3 of the ALCS. And don't forget, there's only one place to be all postseason long. That's with our guy David Sampson on the Nothing Personal podcast. From post-game wrap-ups to all the latest breaking news across the world of sports, David offers up his unique input on all things sport. Download, subscribe, and enjoy Nothing Personal with David Sampson.
Want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis. No yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.